Have you ever wondered what would have happened if Isagi had Kaiser Impact from the start? Would Isagi become the best player in Blue Lock? How would this affect the rest of the story? Continue watching this video to find out. This will be a continuation of the second What If Isagi Had Kaiser Impact video that I made from before. So if you haven't watched it yet, then make sure to check it out before watching this one. The last part left off at the end of the second selection, so now we will be moving on to the World 5 arc. Isagi ended up beating Rin in the last match, but I forgot to mention that Rin was the one Isagi chose to move on with them. Ryo would then feel the same way he did originally during the start of the second selection. With Nagi not picking him, he would feel betrayed and vowed to crush Nagi the next time that they play. The team would be composed of Isagi, Rin, Bachara, Nagi, and Baro. Rin would then want to crush Isagi the next time they play against each other, but he doesn't plan on being the second best player of this team either. The times Rin and Isagi were together before the match against the World 5, Rin would ignore Isagi the whole time, despite Isagi's efforts of trying to start a conversation. Minutes before the match, Bachara tells Isagi not to worry about Rin and to just do his thing. He says that Rin is a monster like him, and he doubts that Rin will continue to ignore him forever. Right as they were about to enter the field, Rin stops to tell Isagi and the team to not hold him back as they are here to win. Isagi then smirks and agrees with him. The World 5 would then get introduced and the same pre-match conversation would pretty much be the same. The match would then start with Bachara using his super egotistic dribbling to go down the field. Isagi then finds a way to position himself towards the goal in time to receive a pass from Bachara. However, Loki appears out of nowhere and is somehow already in front of Isagi. Isagi then still yells for a pass despite the situation. Everybody and the rest of the World 5 are shocked by his call and wonder what Isagi is planning to do. Bachara then smirks and realizes that he shouldn't doubt Isagi one bit. Bachara then passes it to Isagi despite having little space to create a shot. Isagi then readjusts accordingly to the ball and performs a direct impact to score the opening goal in front of Loki. The direct impact is a combination of the direct shot and the Kaiser Impact, a move that is pretty much impossible to stop despite the lack of space given. The World 5 was then impressed by how Blue Lock was able to create egoists just like Isagi. Loki then does the same thing he does and just blitzes everyone to score the first goal for the World 5. Loki realizes and tells Isagi that despite his fast swing speed, he is slow when it comes to other aspects. Isagi then decides to get revenge, but instead of Bachara passing to Isagi, Bachara opts to pass it to Rin as he believes that it could be stopped during the second attempt. Rin then scores the second goal for their team and devours Isagi. Rin tells both Isagi and Bachara to continue acting as bait for him. It would then proceed to go downhill as the rest of the World 5 would go up a gear and score 4 goals straight to win the game 5-2. If you're enjoying this video so far, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to let me know that you want more videos just like this. After the end of the second selection, all of the cleared teams were called to assemble in the central joint room. The first clear team would consist of Isagi, Rin, Bachara, Nagi, and Baro. The second clear team would be Ryo, Chigiri, Tokimitsu, Aryu, and Zantetsu. The rest of the clear teams would just follow but are slightly altered. Kunigami would end up still entering the wildcard in this scenario. Igo Jinpachi then introduces the third selection to pick out players for the Blue Lock 11 vs Japan U20 match. He then ranks the current top 6 players with Isagi at number 1, Rin at number 2, and Shido at number 3, with Karasu, Otoya, and Yukimiya following. Nagi would then be the number 7 ranked player and get 2 chances. For this selection, I will not be going into much detail about the matches as it would mean that I would have to talk about 4 matches for Isagi as he is on Team A. Honestly, it would not have been that big of a deal. In all of the matches, Isagi and Rin would have a close battle as they constantly keep on devouring each other. With Rin and Shido not being on the same team, that would mean that Shido would not have been detained and would continue to represent Blue Lock against Japan's U20. In the third selection central room, Igo Jinpachi would then announce the starting lineup for the Blue Lock 11. The same roster would get announced, but Shido would replace Isagi instead. Isagi is then shocked and complains to Igo Jinpachi as to why he isn't a starter even though he's the leading scorer for goals. It is then revealed that it isn't a mistake and that Isagi will not be representing Blue Lock. Igo Jinpachi says that he received a phone call from the JFU and that Itoshi Sai agreed to join Japan's U20 team as long as the Japanese Football Association bring in a forward from Blue Lock, and that forward would be Isagi Yoichi. Rin then gets frustrated in the inside and tells Igo Jinpachi that he will beat Isagi in the U20 match and move one step closer to becoming the best in the world. Isagi then smirks and tells Rin that he is all talk. Isagi then gets walked out of the third selection central room and is asked to enter another room in the Blue Lock facility. As he enters, he finds Itoshi Sai sitting down waiting for him. Itoshi Sai then walks up to Isagi and tells him to lend him his ego, as he reminds him of another member of the new Gen 11. Isagi then confidently accepts his offer, but Itoshi Sai says that he wasn't asking him anyway. Both Itoshi Sai and Isagi then arrive at the U20 Japan Training Center. Yasumori Hoichi, the U20 Japan coach, then introduces both of the new recruits. In their 2 weeks of training with the U20 team, Isagi has shown impressive results and has not caused any trouble. Both Itoshi Sai and Oliver Aiku seem to be convinced by Isagi's balance of rational play and egoism. This would allow him to be a starter on the team. When taking a look at bluelock's side of preparation, Igo Jinpachi explains the basis of the flow state within a player, and that this would be the key in defeating the Japan U20 team. Which players do you think will enter the flow state in this match? I will pretty much make a summary of this 90-minute match. As the Blue Lock 11 vs Japan U20 match commences, Shido gets excited about the environment he is in and pretty much ignores his teammates while playing and scores his own goal. He says that it brings him life and joy, but Rin did not agree with this style of play. Eventually, Rin and Shido would end up having a scuffle just like they had originally in the third selection. This would then lead to the early collapse of the Blue Lock 11. Despite Shido's opening goal, Igo Jinpachi would take Shido out, as it seems like their starting strikers cannot share the same field. It seemed like nobody in Blue Lock could handle Shido. Blue Lock's lack of organization would lead to Itoshi Sai capitalizing in the midfield. He would end up passing a loop pass to Isagi, just like how he passed it to Sendo originally. But this time, Gagamaru would not be able to save it due to Isagi's Kaiser Impact. In the next play, multiple Blue Lock defenders would mark Isagi in a corner kick. However, nobody would expect Itoshi Sai to score his own goal from the corner to take the lead at 2-1. Right before the first half ends, Rin would end up in a duel against Oliver Aiku. He would essentially get the same goal as he did originally. The only difference is that the half would end in a tie, instead of Blue Lock leading 2-1. In the second half, Itoshi Sai would end up going up a gear and create even better passes for Isagi to set the tone of the second half. Rin would end up marking Isagi as he vowed to have his revenge. However, despite his best efforts, Itoshi Sai would thread the needle and give Isagi the perfect pass to take the lead at 3-2. Rin's heart would then sink, but he wouldn't just accept defeat from Isagi, especially since the match isn't over yet. The morale of the Blue Lock 11 would then drop. Later on, substitutions would be made and it seems like Isagi would not be there to bring the team spirits up. However, Rin speaks up and tells Igo Jinpachi to do something as he is sick of losing to Isagi. This is when the Joker, Baro, would be sent in and score a goal to tie the game at 3-3, as Rin seemed to be another Isagi to him. However, in the last play, Rin would not be able to get his happy ending despite being in his flow state. With Isagi in his flow state as well, and with the help of Itoshi Sai, Isagi would end up hitting the game winner and humiliate the Blue Lock team. As the game ends, Itoshi Sai walks up to Isagi and tells him that he might be the one to save Japan, and even surpass a striker that he knows of. Rin and the rest of Blue Lock then fall to the ground and cry as their Blue Lock career ends. Somewhere in Germany, a member of the new Gen 11, Michael Kaiser finds Isagi's performance in the U20 match in the internet and acknowledges that he is a potential rival. He then wishes to meet Isagi in the future and settle who the true chosen emperor is. What do you think would have happened in the U20 game if Isagi had Kaiser Impact? How would this develop the story? This will probably be the last part of the series. But if this video does better than I expected to, then I could consider making a fourth part. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this series. And if you have other what if ideas that you would like to see, let me know down in the comments. Have you ever wondered how Kunigami survived the wildcard? Check this video out right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. Thank you for watching.